Shakil Zaman is saying the same fate might befall you too if you're not careful. You both need to watch your back for the rest of your lives, especially at public events. Exactly, we know that. We do know that, but that's no way to live. With especially with public events, I know that, and I always constantly remind myself when I do have any public speaking engagement or something. I do remind myself of that at that point, because I've said it before. It's very easy to be complacent. You can always say to yourself that, oh, I've been doing this for 5 years. I've never been approached or hurt by anyone. So it's not going to happen to me. And then when it does happen, when you don't see it coming, you'll be like, oh, crap. I took it too easy. And then there might not be any time to get out of that situation. So we do realize that. So it's okay, Nuria, like you've got other things to do as well, so you can retire if you want.
Maybe step out while I've still got my life, eh? No, no. Exactly. Once you're in this, you've sold your soul to you've sold your non-existent soul to speaking out against Islam.
It's very difficult to pull out.
Yeah.
It's
plus, literally, even if one person, and like Horace, you've got more than enough love letters to vouch for this.
Oh yeah.
But even one person has left this religion because of you, it's worth it. That's what I'm going with. That's literally absolutely.
Metalhead is saying there's no glory in martyrdom, but to die for what is right for the sake of our prosperity as a species is always honorable for those who live. From our worldview, if you're dead, you're dead. You're just gone. Death should be prolonged as long as you can, because this is the only chance you're going to get. And this is, but again, I think it defeats the claim of this theological claim that only religion can give you the passion for martyrdom. I don't have any passion for martyrdom, but maybe I do, because I'm not stopping down. I'm slowing down. I'm still going to do what I believe in. I don't want to die, but if it does come to it, then so be it.
It's just standing up for what you believe in, and martyrdom is a potential part of that.
Yeah, but the only difference is I think we openly say that we have no desire to be martyred.
Yes, no, please let me live as long as possible.
They say we want to be martyred.
Yeah, but they want to expedite it. They want to actually fast track it.
But I think they're lying too. I don't think that they want to, because we've seen all these other people. There are plenty of American soldier story where one soldier would jump on a grenade to save his fellow soldiers. He probably doesn't want to die, but he thinks in that moment he's doing the right thing. And there would always be people. So I've always said it, people with or without religion will always have pain and a sense of altruism for other people. They would always do charity with or without religion. And people would stand up for a cause that they believe in, with or without religion. I genuinely believe in that.
I was having a discussion with somebody close to me, obviously, because as I said, I was really, really shook by this attack and the fact that there are public engagements coming up where there'll be a lot of people in the same place. And, you do kind of think, oh, it's all feeling kind of really real now. And even though, security is going to be like at the highest, state level, it's just knowing that you have to be like extra vigilant. So I kept obviously trying to rationalize the fact that, it probably wouldn't happen again, or, so close together to another one, it's more sporadic. But it really does just take like one person who, in my eyes, I'm like, like that person must be absolutely like just completely brainwashed to believe what he's doing and like to give up his life. But the person I was talking to said, well, they're actually so almost like excitedly motivated because they are trying to get to heaven. And even if you read the comments, people are actually saying, 72 virgins waiting for this brother in paradise, or the brothers in paradise now. So they genuinely believe like carrying out an attack that takes their lives as well. Or even if you get somebody who is considered like an apostate or a blasphemer of Islam, you are fast-tracked straight to Jannah, or to have Islamic heaven. And the same thing applies if you die in Mecca when you're performing the pilgrimage. There's all of these like routes where you get fast tracked.
And isn't that amazing? Muslims say, a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, you should be scared." Isn't that amazing? This doesn't mean that they have a moral high ground, because if Muslims, again, and this is just a trolley response, that, oh well, how do you feel being scared in Kashmir or in Chechnya back in the day or in Palestine? Then they will cry Islamophobia over there. So, but it just bothers me that they don't think beyond the common narrative that they've been given by their leaders. Like someone always says, "Oh, why don't you come to Pakistan?" And I just say, "Why don't you go to Israel? Or why don't you go to Kashmir? Why don't you? Or you think you're brave? Why don't you go there? Or why don't you go to Xinjiang? Like what Muhammad Hijab did, takes off his shirt in front of, from the safety of
England,
London,
yeah.
England, goes in front of Chinese embassy and takes his shirt off. Is like, tries to be a big macho man. Oh, go to Xinjiang. Let's have a look. Let's see how brave you are. And then they will make and it's only the beauty of the West that people can that you are allowed to live here without any fear of persecution. That's but they don't see that. And if they ever witness any hate crime, they cry Islamophobia.
I'd go one
just,
step further and say they'd even be too scared to go to one of their own heavens, which is Afghanistan. They wouldn't even want to go there.
No, they don't want to go there. No. And the fact is, even if they did go to Israel and behaved, they would be fine even in Israel. I think the better example would be, why don't you go to Xinjiang? Go to China and say, hey, we are Muslims who are very brave. Go practice Islam in front of them. Again, I don't support that. But yeah, I don't support what they're doing. But yeah, yeah. You know what? I think Friendly Muslim comes here every now and then, and he asks me about, you know what? I'm also going to strategically now stay quiet on certain topics. Screw it. I don't have to give any evidence of my neutrality on certain issues. I can just stay quiet. I wouldn't support, but if China comes up, I don't have to talk about it. Yeah, like these guys are saying, the leaders are saying that we should stay quiet. We should not talk about it. So why should I mess with, with the with China? That probably the later part of the century belongs to them. Why make an enemy out of them?
Yeah, you take on everyone else, even in their path. You take on Saudi, you take on the rest of the Gulf states, you take on China. Yeah.
Suggest trolling these
the house. Hello.
So, do you suggest trolling these crazies on their glee for the attack on Salman Rushdie, or is it best to ignore them? I'm a glorified troll, so I would say troll them. And Nuria's a bit more classy, so she might say ignore them. I say respond to them in kind. They're making comments that on Salman Rushdie's appearance. So I say, and this is a reason why I posted this guy's photos, and I think you can see, he's no, he ain't no Brad Pitt either. So, I don't, I think, and under the look, okay, I've always said it's not appropriate to make comments on people's appearances, but when a troll is trying to get the point across, they genuinely believe, like the people make comments on my appearance too, and I can take it. Like, I see how it is. But sometimes from time to time, I just want to tell them as well that, look, you guys, the point I'm trying to make to them is that two can play that game, and objectively, your comments have actual no place in the world. It really doesn't. So people like Zakir Naik have popularized these ideas that, if your heart is filled with the light of faith, then that light appears on your face as well. They literally say that nur. There's a nur on your face, meaning you're so attractive. You've become so attractive just because you're a Muslim, and by virtue of that, they're saying that since you're not a Muslim, your appearances are horrible. Obviously, there's no truth in that. and beauty is subjective as well. But again, my point, I'm trying to tell them that, two can play that game, and we can easily say, like, what about you? Like that's I'm
Yeah,
saying
but
that
it's
to
such stupid low level ad
it's
hominems
yeah,
from
it's
them,
petty.
right? Like we don't even
It's
swear.
petty. It's
Yeah.
petty. It's petty, but on academic scale, obviously, it has no value, and I think academics don't get involved in that kind of thing. But
No.
I'll take I'll take the luxury of calling myself an activist and not an academic. Like
So
you're
you'll
going to
take
come at
one
me
for the
on.
team and say whatever you want,
I'll
yeah?
take. I'll be your I'll be your guy for the dirty jobs. Okay.
Tough job.
So
Tough
yeah.
job you
So
got. Someone's got to do
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Mike No goes on in my view. Yeah, troll them back.
If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone.